Hey Hans, it's the Grapevine. How are you? I hope you're having a good week. If you're new to my channel, I usually react to Degrassi episodes, but today we're going to be doing something a little different. I am going to be reacting to your unpopular Degrassi opinions. I asked you on Instagram and Twitter to send me your most unpopular Degrassi opinions, and y'all didn't hold back. I try not to read any of them because I wanted it to be a surprise to me and a genuine reaction. Before we start, I'm most likely not going to agree with everybody's opinions, and that's totally fine. We can have different opinions. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all different people, you know. It's nothing personal. These are just fictional characters. They don't exist. There shouldn't be a problem, right? There shouldn't be any fights in the comments or in my DMs. Don't bring that mess to my DMs, okay? It's not that serious. It's never that serious when it comes to fictional characters. So everyone just relax. This is all for fun. It's no harm done, honestly. And I'm gonna be somewhat respectful. But just know it's nothing personal and don't get your feelings hurt because I don't like your favorite character or something. Just chill out, alright? So I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get to the opinions. I'm also not going to be sharing anyone's username because I don't want them to get any hate. So the first one hit me like a ton of bricks. It says, Paige is overrated. Look, I'm gonna say you're completely wrong. Paige is one of the most well-written characters. Well.
That's 6 wells.
Until Degrassi Goes to Manhattan, or Degrassi Goes Manhattan, or wherever the fuck that horrible ass movie was called. Until then, she was a well-written character. And she had such amazing character development, such amazing character arc. I mean, she went from the mean girl to this beautiful, intelligent, young woman who actually cares about other people's feelings. And she's just so goddamn amazing. And unfortunately, her character arc was sparked by her sexual assault. But she honestly became so human after that, and people were able to relate to her. I feel, at least I was able to relate to her. When she was just a mean girl, she was just a mean girl. And there was like really nothing there. But I love Paige. Like, she's up there with Manny. Like, I will defend her to my dying day. Okay, next one says, Spinner and Paige should have never happened. It should have been Team Terry. Hell yes, it should have been Team Terry. Oh my god. That episode in season 1 when Paige was jealous because Spinner liked Terry, and then she got Terry drunk and ruined her chances with Spinner. And it's like, in that moment, yes, Paige was overrated, and I fucking hated her guts in that episode. I will give you that. Could you imagine Terry and Spinner together? Are you serious right now? The power that would have had.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it.
My life would have been 100 times better if they were in game. I'm still so mad at Paige for what she did. Like, I genuinely hate Paige for what she did. Because Paige didn't even really like Spinner like that. It took her a whole 2 seasons to get together with him. It upsets me. It really does. You hate to see it. Okay, so they have a few unpopular opinions. Alright, the first one is, even though I love 10 and 12, the series could have ended with Degrassi Takes Manhattan. I agree. I really agree. I don't remember what happens after Degrassi Takes Manhattan, but nothing special. From my point of view, nothing special really happened. I'm gonna get so much hate for that, but whatever. And they screwed up so many characters in that movie. Like, what makes you think you deserve to keep writing for this show? Like, you don't deserve this show after what you did. The next one is, out of the college years, Paige's class was the only one worth watching. Yes. Yes. Because Paige's class was the OG Next Generation.
Hey y'all, Editor Misha here. So, it turns out I really am a dumb bitch. I read college years, but my mom was like, nah, they talking about high school years, bitch. So, I was really talking about Terry, Ashley, Spinner, Jimmy. Excuse me, y'all. I apologize for being a dumb bitch. Please continue with the video.
So, of course, they were the only ones worth watching. Next, season 6 and 7 intro wasn't that bad. What did season 6 and 7 intro sound like? Oh, okay. This is the oldest intro I remember from the show. This is the last intro that I remember watching. So I guess it has a special place in my heart, but not that special. It's not bad. I mean, I like all the videos behind them of their most prominent moments. It's not the best either. It's okay. There are worse intros in the series. So, Mia and JT over Liberty and JT. You out your damn mind.
You must be out of your goddamn mind!
I don't know what you smoked before you sent me that garbage. But you need to get a refund. 'Cause ain't no damn way. Ain't no damn way. Do you remember Mia and JT? First of all, Mia by herself is boring as fuck. And really, she only used JT as a babysitter. Let's all be real, okay? I mean, when I was a kid, I loved Liberty. Like, they were my soul. I would defend them until the day I died. But now, as an adult, they're not really my favorite. But if I had to choose Mia and JT over Liberty and JT, you better believe I'm choosing Liberty, without a doubt. And they say, I like Liberty, but she had a crush on JT for the longest time. And when they finally got together, she treated him like dirt. First of all, Liberty is a strong, independent black woman. And she wants to be with someone who is also strong and independent. And JT was childish. I mean, I get he was a child, yes. But he acted like he was 12. Okay, I just don't think they were meant for each other. I mean, they have two completely different personalities. I don't think either one of them is bad. I just don't think together they're good for each other. Okay, and the last one, Degrassi Goes Hollywood is the best Degrassi movie. I don't remember Degrassi Goes Hollywood. I really don't. The only thing I remember is shit. I don't even remember if this was Manhattan or Hollywood, but when Craig cheated on his girlfriend with Ellie, was that Manhattan or Hollywood? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen either one of them. But is Degrassi Goes Hollywood where Manny auditions for something and Jay helps her? Is that the one? Am I remembering things correctly? I don't know. I just remember it was sad as fuck. I don't know. I don't even know if I agree or disagree because I don't remember. I don't remember at all. But I respect your opinion. Not with that Mia and JT one though. Alright. I kind of hate Manny's transformation because I think it was sexualizing young girls. Cassie was like 14. I think it was a bit inappropriate. Love your videos, by the way. Keep it up. Oh, thanks, sweetie. Okay. Okay. So as a kid, I loved her transformation. Baddie Manny was everything to me. Okay? Everything. But, like, as an adult and hearing what Cassie had to say about that storyline for her in real life, how she was bullied for it, that's really fucked up. And I do think they sexualized her a lot. She was very young. She was 14. And I think that took a toll on her in her personal life. And that's not right. And it kind of puts a dark spot in that storyline for me now, knowing what she went through. I feel like people don't know how to separate character from actor. Like, the actor is just doing their job. They're not their character. Actually, Cassie was the farthest from Manny as she can get. She was more like Ellie in real life. Like, she was low-key a goth. Like, I love it. I loved finding that out. Okay, next. Maya is a good friend and character and is hated because she gets involved in others' lives. But I'm not sitting by while my friend is a victim of a beep and dealing with a drug addiction. Okay, I don't know Maya because I haven't watched that season yet. I haven't watched whatever seasons she's on yet. I will though. I will. Y'all are telling me to watch it. I'm saying I'm going in order. Give me time. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, if she defended her friend who was a victim of that word and dealing with a drug addiction, then I don't see why people hate her. I mean, I feel like people would hate her if she didn't support her friend through that, right? Unless I'm missing something. Unless y'all hate her for another reason. That seems like a pretty good friend to me. I don't know. Alright, here is a few of them. The first one is Marisol Lewis was an underrated queen that deserved storylines and development her still white bestie got. What? Woo! Okay. Okay. Again, I haven't watched the seasons with Marisol in it, but I know she's black, and I know how Degrassi treats their black characters, and it's not well. I know she probably didn't get that many storylines, if any. She was probably treated as the bitch character that everyone hated, because they purposely wrote her as the bitch character. The little black best friend, sidekick, you know? And that's exactly how they wrote for Hazel as well. Next one is Shantae Black was an underrated queen that deserved the storylines and development her white besties got. God damn. Again, I actually know who Shantae is because she was in a little bit of the earlier seasons. And yes, she deserved better. Again, she's a black character. Enough said. Next, Hazel Alden was an underrated queen that deserved, yeah, we get it, yeah. Basically all the black characters, specifically all the black female characters deserved better. And I agree. Alright, next. Tiny and Lola were a more entertaining couple than Shay and Tiny. I know who Lola is, kinda. I don't know who these people are. I mean, what do y'all think? Is this person right? Let me know. Alright, next person. I like Emma and Spin together. Now, y'all know how I feel about Spimma. And I am just not a fan of their relationship. It came out of nowhere. Like, before they got married, they barely talked to each other. Like, they talked to each other a handful of times. There was no development. Like, they were strangers. and you just expect us to care about them as a couple all of a sudden. And they got married while they were drunk. Like, come on. Why do we care about these people? I just don't get it. If you like them, that's great. Good for you, I guess. But no. Emma and Sean deserve to be together. You know what? Scratch that. I don't even know why I said that. Sean and Ellie deserve to be together. Emma, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care who Emma ends up with. I just don't like Emma and Spin together. Like, I don't. Sorry about it. Craig and Ashley together is toxic and boring. Yes, 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 and yes. They are so toxic. Ashley is so bossy, and she just demands a lot of people, and just unfairly demands a lot of people. Like, the thing with her and Jimmy, while he was at her house having dinner with her family, and she was like asking him about what he thought about condoms and like trying to push him to say his opinion. Like, girl, calm down. It's not that deep. Like, I don't know. Ashley and anybody is toxic.
Hey y'all, I also wanted to say that Craig is toxic in any relationship that he's into. I just forgot to say it because I was running my mouth about Ashley, but Craig is just as responsible for their toxic relationship as Ashley. He's cheated on all his girlfriends. Like, this dude, no, he don't need to be shipped with no girl. He needs to be shipped with therapy.
Ugh. Like, I love Craig and Ashley as friends. If they could just stay friends, that would have been perfect. I mean, they were such cute friends. I loved it. And then the writers had to ruin it because a guy and a girl can't just be friends, right? That would be ridiculous. No one's ever heard of that. The next one is, hey. My unpopular opinion is that season 1 through 7 of The Next Generation isn't the only valid era of Degrassi, and the other eras are just as good. I definitely agree. I love Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High, the classics. Besides that, I don't really know the other eras. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I can't give an opinion, but yeah, from what I've seen, the little bit that I've seen, I'm not impressed. Like, with the next class, But I do love the classics. There's a lot of Degrassi fans that don't really talk about the classics all that much. I think it's because of their age. A lot of them are in their early 20s or they're teenagers. But y'all have got to watch the classics. Like, where do you think all this started? It didn't start with The Next Generation. Put some respect on Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High. Go watch it. I mean, hell, even watch The Kids of Degrassi Street. You can buy the DVDs on Amazon or wherever. Go watch it. It's so good. Like, the storylines are just as good as The Next Generation. Some are even better. You won't regret it, I promise. Okay, next. Whoa. I have too many opinions, LOL. Yeah, you do. And it's okay. The first one is, I wish Tim and Marco could have dated longer. Dylan is one of my least favorites on the show, and Tim was cute. Yeah, Tim was a cutie. And yeah, I don't like Dylan. I especially don't like him with Marco. No. You stay away from my baby. No. They weren't good for each other. The next, I would have loved to see Imogene and Adam get together. Becky and Adam were overrated. I don't know if they were overrated or not. Y'all tell me. I wish they developed Craig and Sean's friendship more because it just fell off. Yes, Thank you so much for saying that. Yes, I've been saying this since day one. I love Craig and Sean's friendship. It was beautiful. They had so much in common. Like, they both had to deal with abusive parents in one way or another. Like, one person came from the wrong side of the tracks, Sean, and Craig, it was well off. You know, his biological dad had a lot of money, but they still suffered from the same problems. And I think it's important for kids to see, no matter where you come from, you can still have a lot in common with each other. I love them so much. Oh, I love them so much. Okay, next. I wish Jimmy and Ellie could have dated instead of him going to Ashley again. I agree. I was so sick and tired of Jimmy and Ashley at that point. I mean, way before that point, but especially that point. And I don't care if y'all think this is a crack ship, okay? Jimmy and Ellie would have been so cute together. Not in game, mind you, because that's Sean and Ellie. But they would have been so cute in the meantime. Like, Ellie really brought out his artistic side after the shooting. I love Hazel for the little they gave us, but she didn't really add anything to their relationship. She was just kind of there. And Ellie really added something to it and really brought out the good in him. And I mean, he was already a good person, but she made him better, a better version than what he was. Okay, next, I like Emma and Sean, but Sean and Ellie were cute and deserved better. Yes, that's what I've been saying this whole time. Selly, okay? Hashtag forever Selly. Next, I wish Mallows got back together with Maya or stayed with Lola. Okay. Next, Toby was such an asshole. I really couldn't stand him. He was the typical nice guy, and it just bothered me. Okay, I can see that. I sort of kind of not really like Toby. Like, I like Toby more in the beginning of the show than towards his ending of the show. I can see how he's like the typical nice guy, like,
oh, why doesn't she like me? I'm such a nice guy. Ugh, girls always want to go for the bad boys.
like I can see that. Okay. Next, Declan was one of the worst characters, and I have no clue what Jane or Holly J saw in him. I don't really know anything about Declan other than he kissed his sister, right? Is that another person? I feel like he kissed his sister. That sounds right. I'm gonna stick with it. But yeah, he definitely did not deserve either one of them if they got together. Especially not Holly J. No guy deserves Holly J. Let's just say that. Alright. Next, this is Degrassi Junior High. Okay. But I wish Stephanie and Wills could have made it work. They were so cute. They were adorable. And I wish they could have made it work too. I love Stephanie, and Wills is like one of my favorite characters. So they would have been really cute together, and it's such a shame that it didn't work out. But thank you for the Degrassi Junior High opinion. You're the first person to do that, so thanks. Okay, last one. I felt like Joey and Caitlin were boring together, and I think he was better suited with Tessa, and they should have discovered that more. I think him and Tessa have more in common than him and Caitlin. It's like with Liberty and JT. I just think they're two completely different people. Caitlin wants more out of Joey than Joey has to offer. And she's just, at the end of the day, not happy with that. Sorry, I know how much y'all love Jaitlyn, but it's the truth. Okay, next. Most of mine are from later seasons, but Ashley and Sean should have been a thing. Again, I say anyone paired with Ashley is toxic, so I don't know how that would have worked. It reminds me of Caitlyn and Rick Monroe from Degrassi Junior High. I think it just would have been Ashley trying to fix Sean, to be honest. And that's icky. Next, JT and Manny were cute, and I felt like they had a lot of potential. I wish the writers explored their relationship more. Yeah, they would have been cute if they, had have built their relationship up more and delved into it more. I mean, they were friends beforehand. They knew each other. I guess they liked being around each other. I mean, they were friends for years before they started dating. And JT was there for Manny when everyone was slut-shaming her and she was being bullied. He was really sweet with her, and yeah, I would have liked to see what could have happened between them. If only he wasn't so insecure about his snake. First, Declan is gross. Well, if he kissed his sister, then yeah, he's pretty gross. Drew's mouth is disgusting, and it's probably always open because his breath stank. I don't know about that. I don't know Drew, so I don't know. His breath may stink. I don't know. Next, Holly J was better as a bitch. Bitchy Holly J was everything. Okay? Let me tell y'all, I wanted to legally change my name to Holly J when I was a kid. Like, when I was in high school, I wanted to legally change my name to Holly J. That's how much of an impact she had in my life. But yeah, I do like her growth and her development as well. But yeah, I mean, if being a bitch is your thing, why fix it? Alright, and they said those were all mean, but the truest unpopular opinions are. I definitely agree with that. Alright, next one is Manny is actually a terrible friend. She thinks she is supportive, but she's actually quite judgmental while spewing the narrative that Emma is the judgmental one. She doesn't like Emma's support because it's not enabling. Manuela never got the memo that friends should call each other out. You know I don't accept Manny slander any time of the day, okay? Manny can do no wrong. She can do no wrong. So I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with this one 100%. And that's all I will say about that. And don't you ever call her Manuela. You have not earned that right. And the last one, and as always, Snake sucks. Yes, he does. For cheating, he definitely sucks big time. Next. Okay, so I feel like Sean and Emma were not actually a good couple. We were just told to believe they were. Think about it. They were constantly fighting and breaking up, then getting back together, and they never agreed on anything. I agree with that. Yeah. I definitely think they're overrated now that I'm an adult. It was definitely Emma being a white savior to Sean. That's just my opinion. Like, it's definitely a savior kind of relationship. I know, at least in the beginning it was. But Emma was there for Sean when he started drinking at Jimmy's party, and she called her mom to help him, even though Emma could have gotten in trouble as well. So I don't think she's a completely terrible girlfriend. But the relationship is flawed. I mean, every relationship is flawed, but yeah, it's not as perfect as people make it seem. Next, Spinner and Emma wouldn't be that bad if they talked in earlier seasons. That's what I'm saying. They didn't talk. Like, I'm surprised Spinner even knew Emma was alive. They just didn't talk, like, at all. There was no connection in the earlier seasons. Yeah, they had, like, a few times they talked to each other. Like, and when I say a few, I mean a few. Like, less than a handful of times when they talked to each other. But that was it. Like, where's the build-up? Where's the drama? Where's the good writing? I feel like the writers just ran out of ideas. Like, yeah, let's get these two random people drunk and get them married. Like, let's see how that works out. Well, it didn't work out. Okay, the next is Tristan's coma plotline was unrealistic and stupid. I didn't know Tristan was in a coma. Thank you for the spoiler. No, I'm kidding. I didn't know though, so thank you for the spoiler. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was stupid or not. Again, y'all tell me in the comments, was it unrealistic and stupid? I know I don't like Tristan though, because he's biphobic. And we don't stand biphobic people. Next, everyone wants to talk about the state of Zaya in Next Class, but nobody wants to talk about how Zig's character arc from The Next Generation just disappeared, and they'll forever anger me. Well, I'm glad you were able to use this time to get your frustrations out, you know, vent. I think you should do some journaling. That may help. Yeah, I don't know who Zig is. I don't even know who Maya is. Alright, next. My unpopular Degrassi opinion is Zig and Maya are a better couple than Cam and Maya. Do a vote below in the comments. Is Zig and Maya better than Cam and Maya? Next, Becky Baker deserved a better final storyline. Did she die or something? Final storyline just seems, I mean, the show was over, so it just seemed like she died. But I don't know who this is. But Becky Baker, I don't know, like she's destined to be a housewife. I don't know. Alright, and that is it!
That is all the unpopular Degrassi opinions. Thank you all for sending me your opinions. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I had no idea what half of you were talking about, but thank you anyways. You're just as welcomed here. I may do this again. Who knows? Who knows? If you want me to do it again, you know, DM me, you know? Slide into my DMs. Anyways, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!